my Bruges house. I'm pretending I live here for a couple of days, and it's so beautiful at this house that I wanted to show you in a full video making an apartment tour, because I don't know about you, but when I walk into a hotel or an Airbnb, somewhere where I'm staying, the most important thing is that you walk through the door and you just instantly feel like you're at home. And that's not just a beautiful place, that's all of the little details that go into it, and that's what this house does so well. So I want to give you a tour and just show you all those little details that I love. Come on. This behind me here is the main space of the house. This is where we've been spending all of our time. There's a living room with a really comfortable L-shaped sofa. There's a fireplace, a huge blanket where I've been very cozy some evenings, and then a huge table where we can spread out all of our work or eat our meals. And then behind that is the kitchen with lots of natural light. There's a huge skylight and then an incredible backyard. So when you walk through this space, it just gets better and better. And I've loved spending time here. When we're traveling a lot, we obviously spend a lot of time working. And so being in a space like this that makes you feel creative and inspired is the best possible thing. Beside the sofa, I discovered a huge basket full of magazines, and they're in all different languages. And that's just one of those things that makes it feel like home, because at your house, I'm guessing like me, you have a ton of books and papers and things lying around that make it feel cozy. And so to walk in and see a giant pile of things for me to flip through and read was really exciting. Welcome to my favorite furniture in the whole apartment. The colors of these are gorgeous, and you can't help looking at them when you walk in. They're so unique. And at first I was like, what are these? And then I realized that they're actually part locker, part shelf. So they actually go up like this. Oh, this is so satisfying to lift up. And then it has everything you could possibly need that you'd find in your own kitchen, and then some. Like, if you feel like baking a cake while you're in Bruges, you could do that and present it on not one, but two beautiful cake plates. Like, this is the most equipped kitchen I've had maybe ever at any Airbnb, which I really, really appreciate because I love to cook, and you really notice when things are missing. So, not one, but three. This cabinet reminds you that you're in Belgium because there's all kinds of different glasses for different kinds of beer. There's plates and cups, and then in here, this is my favorite cabinet. Everything for day to day, so all of your cutlery. We even have egg cups. Egg cups, how cute are those? And look at the insides. Just someone has gone through and not just picked what's practical and functional, but also what is beautiful. And that kind of attention to detail is just, I love it. I just love it. Everything is in here that you could possibly need, and then some. The best thing about this dining room is the huge skylight. It makes this lovely sound when it rains as well, and obviously you get a ton of light, which I love. But when I saw the table, these three very weird looking plants, I knew that this was meant to be, that I would come to this house, because I think a year ago I made a favorites video where I included this type of plant that is super strange looking and I didn't think anyone had ever really heard of. And what does she have? Three of them in the middle of the house. So I knew this was meant to be, and they even have this cool little detail of being dipped, so they're actually like fuzzy, which feels really neat. And yeah, I just felt immediately connected to this place. The kitchen is the heart of the home, at least I think so, and this is when we're traveling most often where I find things are missing, where I go to cook or bake something and I just can't find something that I need. That has not happened while we've been here. There's even two coffee makers. So for Mark and I, who drink several cups of coffee every morning, having the option is next level. And my favorite appliance that I found in here was the juicer. That was one of my favorite things when we had a kitchen at home in Canada that I loved using. It's such a special treat to be able to have freshly squeezed juice. There's a juicer here. And our Airbnb host said that she likes to leave oranges in the fridge along with cream and coffee so that you can just walk in and without having to go to a grocery store, immediately help yourself to something to drink. So I thought that was really nice. Drinking freshly squeezed orange juice in Belgium. These are the moments I go, what is life? What is life? I love the little touch of all the plants in the window and the art that's on the walls, and even this, Post-its and a pen. Because when you have an idea, you want to write something down, you don't want to forget, you're always looking for a pad of pen and paper. I always carry one with me, but to have one provided, that's a first. Lots of different pots, utensils, not just any pots, these are high quality. Someone who loves to cook obviously picked these out. If you can't tell by now that I'm excited by very little details, then this will show you. Little things like this. Timer, options, 2 different kinds of timers. Do you want a digital timer? There you go. Do you want this kind of timer that's analog and dings? You have this kind of timer. I love it. You can get a nice breeze because there's actually a screen door. Look at this backyard. I feel like I'm on a tour of the best homes and gardens or something when I'm sitting in here. A gorgeous place to come and sit outside and work or eat. And then there's a whole other sitting area if you just want to relax and read a book. I've noticed that this house actually has a double wide lot, so you have twice as much yard space as all of the other houses on this street. And there's gorgeous fruit trees. There's 4 fruit trees. At first I thought they were cherries. I now think they're little apples. If you know, then leave a comment and tell me, but either way, they look so delicious. You can see bees pollinating flowers and ladybugs hanging out, and I have personally just found this such a restful place at the end of the day or to start the day in the morning with my coffee to just come and relax. I knew this place was gonna be amazing when we walked in the door and I went to hang up my coat, because this is gonna sound like a small thing, but these hangers are special. Nothing falls off these hangers. You know when you put your coat on a hanger and you just want to like run in the door and not worry about it and then it falls off because it just slides off? These are sticky. They're actually sticky, so nothing falls off. And we've got all of our stuff hanging here, and it's just so much better than normal hangers. It's just one of those little details that if you were at home, you would think of, but you don't usually get that kind of attention to detail. So when I hung up my coat for the first time in this house, I was like, this is gonna be good. Also, when you first walk in, there's a ton of information all about the city of Bruges in many different languages. So she's got business cards of her favorite local spots that you wouldn't find normally, and maps, and she's marked up maps and indicated, this is a good bakery, this is a museum that you cannot miss, go here at sunset. All of those little details that are so important when you've just arrived in a new place, you don't really know where to start, so I appreciated this a lot. So that is the main floor of the house, and then there are 2 more floors. There's a second and a third floor. We're back in the little foyer here. There's another bathroom and these stairs, and I like that this house is very modern and renovated, but they still kept those little touches that remind you that this is actually a very old house. This whole street is one of the oldest streets, and it's actually in our guidebook even to go and take a look because it's so beautiful. So these stairs remind you that this house has a lot of history. They're narrow and they're little, and they are totally unique, so I love them. Oh! I just moved myself. This is the mailbox, and I just got my pants caught on the little swan hook here. That's so funny. This house wants me to stay. It doesn't want me to leave. Or it just wants me to stay on the main floor, I don't know. Either way, watch your step when you're coming up the stairs here. I recommend 2 hands. This is our bedroom. I have so many things to show you in this room. First of all, I love the ceiling. Again, that little historical detail that reminds me when you're lying in bed in the morning or before you go to sleep that you're in this piece of history. I love that. This bed, I have already slept in once. It was the best night's sleep that I almost feel like crying when I say this, because it's so important to sleep, and so often there's nothing comfortable about the bed that you're sleeping in. This bed is straight up as comfortable as my bed at home, when I had a home, or more. I intend to ask our Airbnb host what kind of mattress it is. That's how comfortable it is. And not only that, but I am a person who actually travels with my own pillow because I have neck issues and I just really like to have my own pillow or I get headaches. I didn't use my own pillow here because when I felt how comfortable this pillow was, I literally took my pillow that I brought all the way from Canada and dragged all over the world and been sleeping on and put it on the shelf. It's the only time I can ever remember doing that. So not using my own pillow, very, very high praise for how comfortable this bed is. And you are going to appreciate this, hopefully. Our Airbnb host left Belgian chocolates on our pillow, which was so nice. And they're not just little Hershey's Kisses kind of chocolates. These are like in a box wrapped with gold string, and I haven't eaten them yet because I wanted you to see how beautiful it looked when we walked in here. So I put it back so you could see what it was like as if you just walked in like me. And the other thing that I noticed having slept in this room is that you can make it very, very dark, which is nice and helps you sleep. And then the alarm clock on my side of the bed is a special one, so it's very, very low light, and so in the middle of the night it doesn't disturb you when you look at the clock. You know, sometimes if it's really bright it can kind of take you out of that sleepiness. This one doesn't do that, and it's just another of those details that someone has thought, I should put some extra time and thought into this alarm clock so that my guests can have a really, really restful sleep. So I appreciate all of those things. So there's a TV in this room. We haven't used it, but it's nice to know that it's there. I absolutely loved being in this room. Also, I can't leave without showing you the quote above the bed. Leonard Cohen quote for a couple of Canadians. We very much appreciated walking in and seeing this gorgeous quote. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of. Dance me to the end of love. I mean, please. Right next to the bedroom is a nice big comfortable bathroom. There's a shower here and a nice bathtub if you like to take baths like I do, and 2 sinks, which is nice because according to Mark, I splash a lot when I wash my face at night, so he very much appreciates being separated from me when we're taking the day off. There's nice lighting as well for doing makeup, a huge window looking out onto the street with these beautiful window boxes. Just kind of brings the outdoors in. You can see the tiled roofs on the other side, and it's just very charming, even just being in the bathroom. One of the things that I love about this bathroom is actually the floor. It looks like stones, and when you walk on it, it's kind of like giving your feet a little massage, which is very nice. The other thing I really appreciate about this bathroom is that if you've forgotten something, there's lots of little extra supplies. So things like eye makeup remover, or if you need extra towels. A lot of times we stay in places and they give you a towel the size of a postage stamp, and it's the consistency of 1-ply toilet paper. So when there's extra towels around, I really appreciate that, and everything you need is in these very well-stocked cupboards. There's another bedroom in the loft upstairs, which of course we haven't really needed, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little tour as much as Mark and I have loved staying here. I will link the information for this place down in the description box if you're interested. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel for more travel videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!